both relating to trips. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he can go on a trip with his sister on his own if he wants to cancel our trip to join theirs? Or am I the asshole for missing my father-in-law's funeral after my mother-in-law booked my husband first class, but me economy? Me, 31 female, and my mother-in-law don't have a close relationship. She's civil towards me, but can be a bit passive-aggressive at times, and we tend to disagree oftentimes. We live in a different state. Father-in-law passed away suddenly, and mother-in-law told me and my husband to come attend the funeral. She booked our tickets to fly to her state, but the issue started when my husband told me that we couldn't sit together in the plane because his mom had booked him a first-class ticket while I got economy. I was flabbergasted by this. I tried asking him why, but he urged me to, quote, suck it up and we'll talk about it later. In that moment, that particular moment, I felt so much humiliation and contempt. I felt like she was treating me as less than, even in her hard times. I decided to not go and just go back home. My husband was shocked by my decision to go home and tried to convince me to just go, but I declined. He went alone and I ended up missing the funeral. He was livid, just calling me and texting nasty things, calling me petty and spoiled. He said that I should be grateful his mom paid for my ticket to begin with. Then she said she doesn't owe me a goddamn thing. I argued about how she could have just booked us both in economy if money was an issue, but he called me pathetic for thinking about it when his dad just died. He said I was cruel what I did and that his mom and family will never forget that I missed the funeral over ridiculous reasons. Am I the asshole for going home over this?
I cheated on my wife last night. I don't know what to do. Obviously, I need to tell her, but I still haven't been able to get my head around it. One of my coworkers were leaving, so we all went out for drinks and then to a club. My wife's not a drinking or clubbing type, so she stayed home but was fine with me going. I was drunk. I know I was drunk. My head is still pounding. I remember being at the bar, then at the club, then waking up with a woman I didn't know on top of me in a house I didn't know. She said something like, "Oh shit, I thought you were asleep," and got off of me. I got my clothes and quickly got the hell out of there. I walked for however long until I got a taxi and I got home at like 6 a.m. My wife works early shifts, so she started work at 5 a.m. and I haven't seen her. I don't know who the woman was. I haven't spoken to my coworkers. I don't even remember getting there. I don't remember leaving the club with her. I love my wife. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Even drunk, I don't know how I could have even had it in my subconscious to cheat on her. I don't even think I was that drunk. Like I'd only had 3 or 4 beers before going to the club and I usually have a pretty high tolerance. I cheated on my wife and I don't even remember. I don't know what to do now. I haven't gotten out of bed since getting home except to throw up, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to look my wife in the eye when she gets home in a couple of hours. I feel so sick. Am I wrong for singing a song to my wife at our wedding and making her angry? I just got married last week. My wife and I are both in our 30s. I am Mexican, she's American, but we both grew up in the US and both of our families know both languages. My wife planned every bit of the wedding and was very controlling and a nervous bride. But alright, I get that she was stressed. During the reception, I went to the band and asked them to play a song for me to sing to my new wife. It was Te Amare by Miguel Bosé. It was a song from our first date in a really bad Mexican restaurant, so it became a long-standing joke between us. The guest really loved the song. My mother-in-law cried and told me it was beautiful, but my bride seemed upset. I asked her what was wrong and she said that I'm an asshole for taking the spotlight to enforce my ethnicity and not just let the band sing our song for us. So, am I the asshole? Ridiculous, right? Which bride would be mad at her groom for singing her a song like that? This story was actually taken directly from my Reddit recap as the one submission I kept coming back to this year. Reddit recap includes a summary of the time you spent on Reddit, the content you most engaged with, and the top communities you viewed or joined. Download the Reddit app today and check out your Reddit recap and let me know what post you kept coming back to so that I can share it.
I caught my fiancé kissing a close friend of mine in our bedroom last year. They both thought I was at a work conference. When my friend saw me, she bolted out of the room. My fiancé tried to explain, but I asked him to leave. This was a man I've dated for 3 years, and a girl I've known almost all my life. I couldn't process and believe what I had just seen. My mom was my only family and my best friend, so I called her and told her about it. I blocked both my fiancé and my friend's number. I just didn't want to see them or hear anything from them. When my fiancé couldn't reach me by phone, he went to see my mom. He begged to talk to me. He said he wanted a chance to explain himself. I really didn't want to see him, but my mom told me to give him a chance. When I met him, he told me my friend has been trying to separate the two of us for years. She was always telling him different lies about me. He said he never believed any of them, and because he didn't want to ruin my friendship with her, he never told me any of this. He said the day I caught them kissing, she had come to our house and pretended as if she was looking for me, even though I had already told her I was going for a conference. She seduced him and he fell into a trap after years of trying to avoid her. He swore to me he has never slept with her. He said the only thing they ever did was the kiss. The story he told me seemed vague, and even though it took time, I gradually forgave him and we got back together. But I never spoke to my friend again, even though she tried reaching out to me several times. Now all this happened a year ago. Now we've set a date for our wedding and we've sent out invitations, and the wedding is just a few weeks away. Now I received an email from my friend. She begged me to give her a chance to talk to me before I get married. She said it was very important, and she asked me not to tell my fiance about the meeting. For some reason, I agreed to meet her. I guess I just wanted to hear a side of the story. When I met her, she told me my fiance hit on her first. He told her he loved her and that he would be breaking up with me for her, and that they've been seeing each other behind my back for a whole year. They've slept together in my house several times. She said she knows I'll never forgive her, but she didn't want me to make a mistake by marrying my fiance. She said he was a bad and wicked man who is only going to hurt me in future. Now I'm confused. I spoke to my mom about this and she said my friend is just jealous of me. But what if she's telling the truth? I wanted to see evidence, like maybe text messages between them, but she said my fiance always called and never texted. I guess he didn't want to leave any evidence of his affair. If what she's saying about my fiance is true, it means I really don't know him, and I don't want to get married to a man who will sleep with my friend behind my back. Who do I believe? At this point, I'm thinking of breaking things off with him and just staying away from the two of them. But what if he was also telling me the truth? I need opinions, please, before I make my decision. This follower needs your opinions, babes. Please drop some below.
I contracted in my whole face story time. It had been a minute since I threw a party, and so I decided to get all my friends together. It was going to be a party in my basement, and I told all my friends to bring friends. We had bottles, music, it was fun. As the night is winding down, we're like, okay, let's play spin the bottle. So we get to spin the bottle. Everybody's having fun, everybody's eating, and then later we decide to play Never Have I Ever. Now, mind you, some of the people here are people that I don't know, because I had my friends bring some of their friends. So backtracking a little bit, when I played Spin the Bottle, I ended up kissing this guy named Danny. Now back to present time. One of the girls says, never have I ever kissed someone with, and I'm like, not me, obviously. So I keep all of my fingers up. Then the girl looks at me and says, you need to take a shot. And I go, why? And then she's like, Danny definitely has it. I honestly could not believe that. Once I kicked everyone out of my house, I got tested the next week and it was confirmed.
My girlfriend is accusing me of being gay because I didn't cheat on her. So we've been together for about 2 years now. She's always been the jealous type, but it's never bothered me because I'm not a very social person, so I never felt that she would have a reason to be jealous. She knows my schedule and I have the Life 360 app on my phone, so she knows my location at all times. I have this app because one day my father got into a car accident in a remote area and it saved his life. According to my girlfriend, women often hit on me. I really don't believe that is the case because I'm an average looking dude and don't put myself out there like that. But she insists this is the case. She's made multiple attempts to catfish me. She tried Facebook, but I won't accept a friend request or a message from someone that I don't know. She tried Instagram and it was the same. So then she tried Reddit, where I'm likely to respond to a message from a stranger. It was painfully obvious what she was trying to do. I've been using Reddit for a decade and know what the normal behavior looks like. She sent me a message like, I saw your post and you're so funny. Do you want to hook up? I live in your city, and attached a picture of an attractive woman. I knew it was BS and just replied, you're not fooling anyone. The rest of the day, she gave me the cold shoulder and had an attitude. When I called her out, she said, if you were a real man, you wouldn't have even responded to that message. I handed her my phone and passcode and told her that she can search everything. She did. She gave it back to me about an hour later. At this point, I asked, did you find what you were looking for? While laughing. Now she was accusing me of being gay. She didn't find any messages between me and other women. My search history is mostly about the shows I watch and recipes I want to cook. Also some medical questions about my pets. She said if I'm not seeking out other women, I must be gay. What the hell am I supposed to do? I did nothing wrong and somehow I'm still the bad guy. She told me to leave my house the day before Christmas because she doesn't want to see me. Also called her family and said that I'm gay and now her brother wants to fight me.
The asshole for not wanting to continue supporting my daughter's gymnastics training. When my daughter was young, we introduced her to gymnastics and she was totally hooked and kept asking for more and more lessons. We encouraged her thinking that eventually she'd lose interest, but now she's 12, training 20 hours a week and spending weekends. competing at high-level competitions. Problem is, she's 5'7" and still growing. She's starting to have ambition for D1 scholarships or even Olympics, and that makes me very worried. Being 5'7" basically kills her chance of going to the Olympics. D1 gymnastics scholarships are already rare, and the odds of her getting one with her height are now even more. I cannot justify blowing thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours in time every year gambling on something with so little chance of success. All the hours spent at her training, driving, and competition is already causing our family life to suffer. She gets injured more frequently than others because of her height, and her academics are now suffering because of it. Her life is going in the wrong direction because of gymnastics, and I feel like the band-aid needs to get ripped off earlier than later. I broke the news to her, and frankly it breaks my heart to tell her to give up something that she worked so hard for. Needless to say, she didn't take that well and cried, locking herself in her room. I told her I just want the best for her,